Welcome to our latest video, where we uncover the world's wealthiest criminals and their extravagant lives. From notorious mob bosses to infamous drug lords, these individuals have amassed unimaginable fortunes through their illicit activities. Today, we'll dive into the top 10 richest criminals, exploring how they built their empires and the opulent lifestyles they enjoy. Prepare for a fascinating journey through the shadowy side of wealth. If you enjoy our content and want to see more, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas was an American drug trafficker who operated in Harlem during the 1960s and 1970s. He became infamous for cutting out the middlemen and buying heroin directly from Southeast Asia, smuggling it into the U.S. in military planes. His innovative approach and ruthless business tactics helped him amass a fortune of $52 million. Lucas's life inspired the movie American Gangster, where Denzel Washington portrayed him, highlighting his rise and fall in the drug trade. Number 9. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was the leader of Mexico's powerful Sinaloa cartel, notorious for drug trafficking, money laundering, and organized crime. El Chapo was known for his dramatic prison escapes and extensive influence over the global drug trade. His net worth reached an estimated $1 billion, making him one of the richest criminals in history. Captured in 2016, he was later extradited to the United States and sentenced to life in prison in 2019. Number 8. Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim is a notorious Indian gangster and leader of the D Company, an organized crime syndicate involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and terrorism. He is also implicated in the 1993 Bombay bombings. Ibrahim's influence extends globally, with connections to terrorist organizations. Despite being a fugitive, his criminal empire remains powerful, earning him a net worth of $6.7 billion. He is one of the most wanted men in the world, with bounties placed on his head. Number 7. Al Capone. Al Capone, also known as Scarface, was a notorious American gangster who ruled Chicago's underworld during the Prohibition era. His criminal empire, built on illegal alcohol, gambling, and prostitution, made him one of the wealthiest criminals of his time. Despite his wealth, Capone was eventually convicted of tax evasion in 1931 and sentenced to 11 years in prison. His net worth, adjusted for inflation, was estimated at $1.3 billion. Number 6. Kunsa. Kunsa, also known as the Opium King, was a notorious Burmese drug lord who led the infamous Golden Triangle, an area known for opium production. Born in 1934, Kunsa controlled a vast drug empire that supplied most of the world's heroin during the 1970s and 1980s. He amassed a fortune estimated at $5 billion by dominating the global heroin trade. Despite numerous attempts by authorities to capture him, Kunsa remained elusive until his surrender in 1996. Number 5. Carlos Leder. Carlos Leder, a Colombian drug lord, co-founded the Medellin cartel alongside Pablo Escobar. Leder was instrumental in revolutionizing the drug trade by creating a sophisticated smuggling network, primarily using Norman's Cay in the Bahamas as a hub for cocaine trafficking into the United States. His operations brought in billions, making him one of the wealthiest criminals of his time. Leder's influence and fortune were enormous, but his downfall came with his eventual arrest and extradition to the U.S. Number 4. Leona Helmsley. Leona Helmsley, also known as the Queen of Mean, was a wealthy American hotel magnate. She built a vast real estate empire with her husband, Harry Helmsley, including iconic properties like the Empire State Building. However, her extravagant lifestyle and ruthless business practices led to her downfall. In 1989, she was convicted of tax evasion, famously saying taxes. Helmsley served 18 months in prison and was fined $7.1 million. Number 3. Semyon Mogilevich. Semyon Mogilevich is a notorious Russian mob boss, often referred to as the Brainy Don, due to his strategic approach to crime. He has been involved in arms trafficking, drug smuggling, and extensive financial fraud. Mogilevich is considered one of the most powerful and dangerous organized crime figures in the world. Despite being on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, he has successfully evaded capture, using his wealth and connections to remain untouchable. Number 2. Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, also known as the Lord of the Skies, was a powerful Mexican drug lord who led the Juarez cartel. He earned his nickname by using a fleet of private jets to transport cocaine from Colombia to Mexico, and then into the United States. At the peak of his power, Fuentes amassed a fortune estimated at $25 billion, making him one of the richest criminals in history. He died in 1997 after botched plastic surgery. Number 1. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar was a notorious Colombian drug lord who led the Medellin cartel. At his peak, his wealth was estimated at $30 billion. Escobar's cartel was heavily involved in the cocaine trade, dominating the market in the 1980s and early 1990s. His influence extended into politics and social programs, although his reign of terror also included brutal violence and corruption. He was killed in a shootout with Colombian National Police in 1993. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.